Hello there, and welcome to Cymbalberg. This is Cymbalberg. All right, what we have here, let me put on my disco helmet. Sorry. Pardon me. Sorry, didn't mean to burp. Right in your face. Alrighty. Okay, so here's the deal. So what I have here, sorry about the delay. God, these cords are, if I was a recording engineer, I think I'd. Alright, so here we go. Here is, this is a prized, perfect specimen of a Paiste 505 22-inch ride model. Okay, sometimes you'll see, on Paistes, they used to have models that they would just call medium. So a lot of Zildjian Sabian people, or people who aren't really used to the whole Paiste scene, they see medium, they'll either call it a medium ride or a medium crash. In fact, it's just a medium. Anyway, so, listen to this guy. Now, if you were to hear it kind of right here, it sounds, there's a very actually slight trashiness to it. But in the context when music is playing, and even when recorded and then the other frequencies in, this is perfecto. Here's the bell. Okay, like to me, I've said before, I personally believe that the 505s are the exact same shape as the original Giant Beats. They are. From what I've seen, I've held an 18-inch 505 Crash and an 18-inch original Giant Beat. And they're the same, like, die, like, same press. Now, people say, but Tara, what about the reissue Giant Beats? The reissue Giant Beats are the exact shape of 2002s, which is a slightly different shape. At least with the smaller diameter models, they have a smaller bell, okay, as compared to these 505s. Anyway, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. This actually is a PST-7, which is kind of this almost has the shape of like a signature of a sound formula, but lathed like a 2002, and is B8. All right, so what I'm going to do, though, all right, this is, let's see if you can guess what this is. Like a lot of you might say, yeah, Tara, that's a garden variety 20-inch 404 ride. This is the 22-inch 404 ride. Yes, sir. Saw it for years. Seen in the jungles of Madagascar from time to time. Yeah, these are rare. There's a fellow I know on one of the drum forums who probably murder me for this. So here we go. The 404 ride model. Sorry, I'll stop chewing gum. Jesus. Shut up, 505. God, these 505s are so cool. And I know there's a fella on one of the drum forums. I know the fella, actually. God love him. Well, I know, never met him in person, but he seems like a good dude. He has a fetish now for 400 series Paiste. Now, those were like the lowest line you could get in the B8 category. Okay, 200 were brass. They weren't nickel silver, were they? No. They were brass. You know, let me get rid of this gum, because I'm about to probably be hurt royally by various people listening. Let me get it all over the microphone. Okay. So, a 404 ride. I'll put the weight up there. I'll measure it later. But listen to that trashy sound. Now, it's been a while since I've had a 400 series cymbal. Again, which is B8, really the lowest line offered in B8 back in 1986, we'll say maybe to about 1989-ish. Because the people have pointed out, in 1986, Paiste did a goofy. I messed up. they got rid of the 2002. They actually did. They brought it back, if I'm not mistaken, like 2 or 3 years later. But they did. They replaced the 2002 with the 3000 and kind of the 2000. Like the 505. Actually, when I see a Paiste 2000, it's pretty much, it's a 505 except for the ribbon lathing that came later, which I cannot show you. But I got to get back to these cymbals. I'm dying to, so I'm so sorry. All right, 404. You know, I also have this microphone right here by my... You know what I'm going to do? Let me kill this mic for a minute, because typically cymbals will be heard from a slight distance, not this 12 inches. Stand by. Okay, so that's it. The 404 sought after, 22-inch, if you can find it. Again, as I was saying with the 400s, it's lathed very similarly to the 400s, if not exact. Anyway, I said that Paiste got rid of the 2002, but a bunch of originally German cymbal consumers sent them letters and like we're gonna march into your office wherever it is in Germany and do some damage if you don't release them again. So that's what they did. Anyway. Sound, the 404, 22, and the 505. Now the funny thing is the 505 is heavier, but see how it's got a perceived lower pitch bell. Actually, you know what? There's sort of an octave thing going on here, so maybe on there this really will, not an octave between the two, but within the cymbal, and I'm judging it by the octave. Anyway, so here you go. So there you go. Dead. Again, I always maintain. Now at the 20, this is a 22, and they never made a 22 original giant beat, but especially the 20s, 18s, 16s. Those are definitely original giant beat shapes. So what I'm going to put on here now is I have this just for fun and funsteins, is a nickel silver Sonor cymbal that I always felt Paiste gave him help with. Maybe not, though. I mean, this is definitely like the robot in the day the earth stood still bell, kind of. All right, let me see here. So... Damn! Well, you know, it's just different. Anyway, so let's hear the bell. God, that would be like a soundtrack. The exact pitches of those bells, I know this sounds wacky, is almost like in a movie where something's really like you're waiting on something. Like, will the bomb go off or the person's about to find whatever? Listen to that. 3, 2. Hang on, we'll start with the high pitch. Oh, I know what it is. The pitches, I don't know if this will show up on the tape. They're almost like the Halloween differential. Da, 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 da. Like this would be going on underneath it. Bear with me. There we go. So. Now you can definitely see how that would have an application. Like if you get somebody with a really, really good jazz ride hand, you know, you can make any cymbal sound good. Hang on, I gotta stay near the edge on this guy. Actually, out here, I think. And that's Wobbleville. Now, real fast, I have another one. Hopefully this camera hasn't run out of juice yet. Probably not. This is another. So I have two of these guys. I'm sorry. These are Sonor TYRKO, T-Y-R-K-O. I think I used to know how to pronounce it, but I don't know how now. Maybe I didn't. We'll call it TYRKO. Okay? TYRKO. All right, so we won't because that's wrong. TYRKO. I think I always wanted to. Anyway, so here you go. That one's not. That's kind of nice. Hang on a frickin' minute. Rotate! Son of a buck. Such a skull. So what I'm going to do is this one has a weight differential a little different. Like it's not as thin at the edges. That's kind of nice, actually. Yes. So let me put on the, what's funny about it? I think they're actually slightly bigger. Well, they're metric, probably, right? So they're slightly, they seem to be like 22.5 inches. Here's the 505 ride. Now here's the deal. Remember, this is nickel silver, which means that they call it NS12, nickel silver 12, which means that there's 12% nickel in it as opposed to tin. Okay, B's like B8 and B20 are like BZN, blah, blah, blah. It means there's copper and tin. This is mostly copper. In fact, it's 88% copper, but only 12% nickel. A little nickel goes a long way. Like even in coloring. See how like yellow that gets? Like whitish yellow. So this has the same ratio as B12, except that instead of tin, it's schnickel. Oh, anyway, listen to that guy. That's nice. You know, it's always funny when I see old film footage of Keith Moon playing like at the marquee. It always looks to me like he's got like these are the symbols he has. These TYRKOs that I call TYRKOs. Anyway, so that's it. So again, we'll just end with the. I'll put the weight up later. Here's the 404. So I've switched them essentially now. 404, 505. So remember, it's a ride model. This is thinner, okay? It's just, you know, a cymbal is a cymbal. You assume if it's a ride, it's a little heavier, right? So, but this sounds better as a crash if you crash. But of course, live or in a room of instruments playing or they both sound pretty decently crashed. You know what I mean? You know, as like a big accent in the part. Anyway, so hopefully this is helpful. More videos coming up. Yeah, I just wanted to try. I've been looking for another cymbal and I found these guys. So, all right. Whoops. Hang on. What is going on? I meant to do this. So anyway, hopefully you can hear me when I'm talking without this mic. More videos on the way. Hang on.